Welcome to your daily reading, folks. You have the Six of Cups. You have the Four of Wands in reverse. You have the Five of Pentacles. You have the Page of Wands. We'll start with those. You're supposed to be in this mindset of the Six of Cups in the sense that you're supposed to be having a strong relationship between your inner adult and your inner child. And at this point, I see you struggling with that because the Four of Wands in reverse says that you are home, or you've been welcomed to a place that was once home or is considered home for you and your family or family of origin. And I don't see you as necessarily wanting to be there at all. This has put you in a mindset that is difficult for you to get out of because with the Five of Pentacles, that's a poverty mindset. I don't want to be here. Help is being offered here, but I don't want to be here. If you can move out of this mindset, you can start something new, and you might be trying to start something new in spite of your poverty mindset, in spite of not wanting to be in the situation that you currently are. And I said home just a second ago. It doesn't necessarily have to be home, but it's a place where you're supposed to feel comfortable that you don't necessarily feel comfortable in. You don't want to be there. If you could get out of your mindset, you would be able to be in a more dreamy mindset. And in fact, this Two of Wands lands on the Six of Cups. If you can get in contact with your inner child and have a good relationship between that individual, that entity, and your inner adult, you would be able to think of where you want to go next. In a sense, everywhere we are is temporary. As long as we're on this earth, every phase of our life, every place that we are, every relationship that we have, everything that we have is temporary. So if you don't want to be here, tell yourself that it's temporary, and then for the time being, accept the help that is coming from this particular place. You might have been coming out of a place of isolation. With the Four of Wands in reverse, on top lands the Nine of Cups, or I should say, the Nine of Swords. You've got a lot of anxiety being here and might be keeping you up literally awake at night. Maybe not, but you might be having moments to yourself when you're alone away from the group that's celebrating your return, or the people that are happy to have you there. You might be in your head badly when you have moments alone, like you don't want to be here. Bottom of the deck energy is Knight of Pentacles, and this tells me that it's really difficult, if not impossible, to move forward while you're in this mindset of disconnect between inner child and inner adult. This lands on top of the Five of Pentacles, which is interesting. You could have access to a decent amount of assistance that makes you really, really comfortable when it comes to the Ten of Pentacles. I wonder if you're avoiding that because you not just don't want to be here, you want to be seen as independent. You want to be separated from your inner child because that feels better. You feel more mature, you feel more adult-ish, you feel more independent when you aren't doing the things that make your inner child happy. And that's a struggle that I think almost all of us, 99.99% of us go through. Spirit wants you here. Spirit wants you in the Ten of Pentacles energy, and the Hierophant also lands on top of the Page of Wands. Spirit wants you moving out of this mindset of, I don't want to be here. I don't want to accept this help. I don't want this experience. So I'm pulling up my cards to make space for more cards. Let's see how much more Spirit wants. I definitely see some potential for inner conflict. Especially when it lands on top of the Six of Cups and the Two of Wands. If you don't have a meeting with your inner child and inner adult, that's where the inner conflict is going to come from. Definitely going through some stuff that other people don't see. I see you hiding stuff from other people, and it might not be safe necessarily to talk in too much detail about what you went through in order to come to this temporary place of rest and rejuvenation and getting a leg back up where you might have fallen at some point, and it might have been in your best interest to have fallen. That's kind of a difficult thing to swallow. But definitely, there's kind of a tug of war between your instincts that you've developed over time and also the domesticated aspect of yourself, where this does feel nice. This does feel comfortable. On the other hand, let's see if I can do this. This is a much more ancestral creature. There's a lot of us that says we want to be independent. We want to fight for ourselves. We want to take care of ourselves. But then the domesticated aspect of us says it's nice to be within a community. It's nice to be taken care of. Domesticated dogs need our care in ways that wild animals, ancestral animals, didn't. But yeah, you're going through a moment. The crawfish is coming out of an intuitive kind of place. If you can tap into the intuitive and be cautious of maybe what the crawfish represents to you, that might be some negative aspects, that would be in your best interest. It could also be positive for you. Maybe allow this crawfish. Let me hold it up again. How do I make this focus? Maybe allow this crawfish to come up. It might represent a positive aspect for you, and that is this: if you can allow your inner child and inner adult to develop a good relationship, something good might be crawling out of the water for you, but you might have to allow it. Definitely get into your high priestess aspect. You've already got the Hierophant, and I consider the high priestess to be the other aspect of the Hierophant, the male and female spiritual leaders, the male and female guides, ancestors, that kind of thing. And she's landing on top of the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. Definitely investigate with your intuition, with the help of the universe, why you're in this poverty mindset and what you can do to move out of it. The Hierophant also wants you to move out of this place. I keep getting the Two of Cups now pretty consistently over the past several readings, daily readings, I should say, for the collective. I've been getting this. You're meant to be with other people. Two of Cups is landing on the Page of Wands and the Hierophant. And for a lot of people, not for me necessarily, the Hierophant is the marriage card for them, not for me, okay? But I can't help but feel like that's kind of relevant here for whatever reason. Take it as it resonates. This might not be romantic for you. This might be a connection with someone, a friend soulmate, if that makes any sense, a chosen family soulmate, if that makes any sense, if that resonates. You're supposed to be in connection with them, and by moving out of this poverty mindset that you don't want to be in a place where you are being given help, you're not able to take that opportunity when it comes to you eventually. Page of Wands tells me that this is something that's getting started, motions that are getting started, and that's in your future, quite possibly. You might want to watch out for it. Can you take care of yourself first before you move into the space, I should say, of taking care of your finances, of the things that made you materially comfortable? The Five of Pentacles is about going in for help, and self-care in this case might be about you going in for help and accepting help and not moving out of that space for a while until you're healed enough that you can move on and start taking care of yourself again. Yeah, can you move into your happy place eventually, knowing that everything is temporary? He's sitting on a seat that could be turned over, a bench that could be turned over at any point. I don't know that he's aware of that in this particular image. Everything is temporary here. And if you can appreciate that, if you can accept that your situation, where you might be a very independent kind of person, if you can accept that your situation is temporary, there might be more happiness there. Yeah, you're supposed to move out of isolation. And definitely for a lot of folks who are getting this, you might be deeply isolated in the sense that you don't want to be around people, seen in the Four of Wands in reverse. Self-care in this case is about moving out of that isolated aspect. There is such a thing as too much introspection, too much study, everything in moderation. Okay? That's enough from Spirit, from the universe, from your guides. I hope you make the very most and best of your day. Take care.